Why won't you help me stop this guy?
You're Spider-Man. You've saved the city before. You'll do it again.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Marjack79 here. We are back again today with another Marvel Legends Gamerverse action figure review. Today we're taking a look at Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat, based on her appearance from the PlayStation 5 game Spider-Man 2. Very excited to get this figure in. We just recently reviewed the Symbiote Spider-Man figure. It's a very nice figure. I really did enjoy Felicia's appearance in Spider-Man 2 and the original Spider-Man. You don't get to necessarily play as her, but she is an NPC with missions that you can interact with, side missions and whatnot. Very, very fun time. Looks like she comes with a couple of accessories here. This little portal system here that she played around with Miles to transport him to like that ice mountain thing.
Cold! Didn't even bring my scarf!
It's pretty cool. Comes with some open palm hands and some closed palm, whatever. Get a close up of the package here. That's how she appears in the game. Very, very nice. The white hair. Face looks good. Into the back. No dialogue for her at all whatsoever. This is the other figures that come in the line. We did the symbiote black suit. We skipped out on the other four because they're not really store related. They're just cosmetic. So, but that's okay. So, okay, let's go in, let's crack her open, let's see what we got going on here. All right, my friends, and now we are back, and now we have our Felicia out of the package here, and aesthetically, it's okay. Her eyes seem to be really open. I feel like her eyes had a more slanted look to them in the game. I mean, you can even kind of see on the side package here, you know, I'm just saying. She is a chore to get the stand. Let's go ahead and point that out now. But, you know, I've been doing this a long time. Every female character that has these heels, it's just going to be a tough time standing. So that's nothing new. Went ahead and put the accessory in her hand. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to pose her with that, but, you know, the option is there. So pretty cool. A little bit of more of a gripe. This hair is not automatically attached to the figure. It's attached by peg, so it kind of pops out easily. So if you're trying to play with the articulation, be careful with that. Aesthetically pleasing though, kind of reminds me of the symbiote Spider-Man suit. Comes out good. Paints are not perfect, a little bit bleeding into the black there. The white is the feather accessory. It's fine, not the best. It's okay, it's subpar. It's not the best thing I've ever seen in my life, but I am happy to have a representation of the character. You know, if from an action figure enthusiast, it's kind of meh, but being a major fan of the game, you know, I'm happy to have her for sure. I don't know who they're trying to fool here, but they did my girl so dirty. What that is not game, comic, or any version of Felicia I've seen representatory of her anatomy. So, I mean, you know, I'm sure all the white knighted sexes, it's not about that. Shut the fuck up. She had a caboose. So if that's what her body is, then it's what should be represented in the action figure. Gotta say it is what it is. And let's get a look at it from the back here. Hair is fine. Definitely not the best I've ever seen. Kind of cheap looking, if I do say so myself. Paint apps, especially the white, and just the bleeding onto the black hair. Even some black bleeding onto the feathers on her wrist there. Just that caboose, I cannot get over that, man. That's so crazy. But other than that, though, it's a good representation of how the outfit appeared in game. So this feathers are certainly not the best, but when I paid for it, which by the way, it was $25, I think plus shipping was like 30 something. So keep that in mind as well. Let's do some articulation. Head, rotate 360 degrees. The hair swoopy can be rotated once you get that plugged in, so pretty nice. Arm, rotate 360 degrees, go up, down, bicep swivel, that's pretty nice. Elbow, all the way up, nice. Wrist, 360 rotation. Torso, back crunch, ab crunch. Tilt to the left, to the right, rotate 360 degrees. Leg, kick forward, knee joint all the way back. Thigh cannot go backwards, keep that in mind. Knee joint, not bad, I've seen it before. Leg, kick out. So if you can get her to stand, or if you have maybe a stand pose, maybe you can get her in a sweet little kicking pose there. You want to unplug these hands here, simple. It would have been cool if she would have came with an extra head sculpt as well, maybe like a serious, you know. I think that would have been fantastic. I don't know. You want to get her in like a getting ready to attack pose. Ready to go. So I'm thinking of like kind of dangling her on a wire, maybe like upside down. That'd be pretty cool, you know. Yeah. So ultimately what I got here, I'm pretty satisfied. Certainly wasn't expecting the world with this one, but like I said, for what I paid for it, you know, I'm happy to add this character to the collection for sure. So let's do some height comparisons real quick, and then we'll start to close out here. Maybe some poses too. We'll see. Right, here's Felicia standing next to the symbiote Spider-Man. They're actually kind of the same height, which is weird. Maybe Spider-Man might be slightly taller, which I guess that's pretty accurate. Peter Parker's not the tallest person for sure, but definitely something worth pointing out, I guess, for sure. But I like them posed together like that. They come out good, even though Felicia didn't really interact with Peter when he had the symbiote. So, but they came out in the same line though, so I felt like it was fitting. So it comes out good though. Got a little cool little kneeling down pose here. Kind of like looking over the action, see if she wants to engage or not. Yeah, that comes out pretty good as well. Really liking that one for sure. Splits pose, because why not? Black Cat is a very athletic character, so she should be able to do these dynamic poses like such. I will admit this is a very fun character to pose around. Definitely if you have a stand to get her into some kind of an aerial pose, you would not be disappointed, that's for sure. Okay, so I admit it started out a little rough, but ultimately I have enjoyed my time with this Black Cat figure, posing her around, especially with the Spider-Man, and it started to remind me of the fun that I had with the game, man. So I definitely recommend it. It's definitely not a must-have for your Spider-Man shelf, but if you were an enthusiast of the game, the PS4 and the PS5 versions like I would call it a must-have for your collection. So that's my take. So let's go ahead and let's move her to the museum, and we will begin to close out here. All right, my friends, and now we are back. Now we have our Black Cat added onto the shelf. We have a little Gamerverse PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 Spider-Man shrine going on here. We got the advanced suit, Miles Morales, Felicia Hardy, and symbiote suit. Comes out good, man. The only other one that I ordered from the game was Venom, so hopefully, you know, he gets her sooner rather than later. Then we will add him to the shelf as well. Where? Who knows? But you know how we do. We always find a spot for our most favorite characters, man. We gotta move some stuff around. We'll go from there. Did move the symbiote suit, Tobey Maguire Peter back onto the main shelf, but I really like how that turns out. We have some, you know, the random MCU time Holland Spider-Man's added over here. That's okay, but satisfied with the main course here of the shelf of what we got going on for Spider-Man. Really enjoying that. Spider-Man has always been my favorite comic book character, if you didn't know, so this definitely puts a smile on my face. So cool beans, man. That's gonna wrap us up. So if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to see more content just like this, hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/markjack79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, thank you all for the support, and I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.
Au revoir, Felicia.